Everybody, Charles, hi. I'm visiting my brother in Oklahoma, and I got, he's at work all the time, so nothing wrong with that. You got to work. Some guys got to work. Some of us don't. And anyway, I got a little bit of time on my hands, so I've been sitting around doing some thinking, and I've been wondering, why is it so important for people who don't believe in something to prove that it doesn't exist, i.e., God doesn't exist. I don't believe in God, so God doesn't exist. Why is it so important to prove that? It's like, you don't see people going around talking about Santa Claus and how Santa Claus doesn't exist because children have fun with it. Little children, they believe in Santa. They think Santa brings them gifts on December 25th, and which is, by the way, a Roman pagan holiday, that the Christians use for some reason to represent the birth of Christ. Don't know why. Because Constantine was involved, and he was the head of the first Catholic Church, I guess. I don't know. Don't start sending me letters because the Catholic people sending me letters because I don't know my Catholic theology, because I'm not an expert in that, but I'm just saying what I heard and what seems to be common knowledge. Anyway, and the same thing with the Easter Bunny. That was another pagan Roman holiday that I guess it's Constantine that threw it in with the religious stuff. It just happens to be kind of the same week as the Passover. Okay, that seems to work, but I don't see what the death of Christ and the fertility of the human race go. Well, I guess that goes together because, Christ died for your sins kind of thing. Okay, there's a connection somehow. And burying Easter eggs out in the front yard is connected with the Resurrection Sunday. I don't know. I've made connections with odder things, like me and my first wife. That was an odd connection. I tell you what, we were a perfect 10 together. I was the one, she was the big. Yeah, let's not go into that. Yeah. If she was able to carry her own weight, let's just say that she would have had to have Oprah Winfrey's income. Yeah, she's a big gal. How did I get there? How did that happen? Anyway, that would be in my mythical category, a mythical creature category, Monster Zero. With the heads going everywhere. That's kind of how my life was for 20 years with her. Anyway, I got a list. I made myself a list of mythical characters or you don't believe that these characters exist. We'll just go through the list. Santa, the Easter Bunny, Godzilla. Don't tell it, Japanese people. Extraterrestrials, military intelligence. I had to throw that in there. A pro-life Republican. That's just my idea of a joke. I'm not really a Democrat per se, but, my views are so out of sync with the Republicans that we could call me anything but that. So, it's like I believe in socialistic type of things like, oh, God, no, he didn't say socialistic stuff. Oh, wow, ouch. Anyway, it's that whole public transportation for the masses, education, higher education for the masses, so we can improve our whole communities, our country, our world. How about free health insurance for the masses? Oh, that's socialism. That's socialism. Yeah, but the same people that cry socialism, they go to the library and check out a book. I don't get that. I'm missing something here. Or they drive on our roads, and I don't know. I just drove over here to the park. I'm just sitting in the park because I like to sit in the park in the car. It's too cold to get out. That's why I'm in the car. Anyway, I drove over here on the roads, and I didn't have to pay any tolls. I think that might be a form of socialism. If my house is burning down, and I'm standing on the front lawn, and I'm like, I saved a few items, and my lovely children. You got to get the children and the dog out before you can think about saving the 51-inch plasma. But if I'm on the lawn with my handful of stuff, and my And I don't worry about the box with the important papers in because it's fireproof. Well, everybody should. If you don't have one, go ahead and get one. Come on, don't be silly. Go out and get a fireproof box, put it in your house just in case your house burns down. I live in a condo, and if my neighbor sets a kitchen fire, then next thing you know, my stuff's burning down, and I'm just pissed. I'm just out on the lawn watching the firemen put out the blaze saying, you did this, didn't you? With your crazy grease fires because you're always frying shit on the stove. Yeah, knock it off. Anyway, that's socialism, isn't it? You know, if you're getting mugged in the park and a policeman comes, that might be a mythical creature, though. A policeman coming when you're getting mugged in the park. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've got my hats off to law enforcement. I've got nothing but respect for them until they try to drag me out of my car for going 5 miles over the speed limit and give me a shakedown because I don't talk like them. Whatever. Anyway, we got these myths. I got a list of mythical creatures. Where did I stop? I stopped at a pro-life Republican. That one cracks me up every time, the pro-life Republican. Because, see, Republicans will say they're pro-life, but yet they're pro-war. That could be a contradiction. And they're pro-gun. I don't know for sure because I'm not an expert again. I'm no expert. But I'm pretty sure that the only use of guns is to kill, you know, or maim, or, you know, whatever. And so pro-life and pro-gun, it seems like oil and water to me. I don't know, I'm just out there saying. You know, but they're all pro-life and they're all pro-war. So I think that's a mythical creature. Like Loch Ness, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, the abominable snowman, those people, unicorns, minotaurs, Monster Zero. Oh! You know, we talked about Monster Zero, the one I lived with for 20 years. That's it. You've got dragons, cyclops, unicorns, mini hoonies. I grew up in, I was a child. I was born in Hawaii. Aloha. I may have mentioned that before, but yeah. That's how I get my good color. Yeah. Anyway, because our mom used to put us out. She would say, "Yes, I have to put the children out in the morning, and then the doctor says to flip them over and let them get 30 minutes of sun a day." So our mom did that, you know. So we have good color, and it helps that my father was half black, you know. That gives you good. That makes me look like I have a perpetual suntan, actually, you know, kind of, until the wintertime blues come and I get that ashy Larry stuff going on my legs. I hate when that happens. So I wear long pants. Of course, you wear long pants in the winter anyway. And I don't like lotion. The lotion's annoying. It's hard to rub in. Maybe if I could hire somebody, a lotion person, to just rub it on me. See, you're thinking to yourself, why didn't I think of that? I'm going to start looking at Craigslist and find that guy. Yeah, kind of like that. But you have the mini hoonies. We had them there. Howard Hughes, Medusa, a griffin. Medusa was my second wife. Yeah, she had the long dreadlocks going. And, you know, it's like the little snakes. Look, if you look at her too long, you turn to stone, you know. Yeah, or something bad's going to happen. And bad stuff did happen to me over that. Yeah, she eventually left me, did me a favor. Yeah, so anyway, you got all these mythical creatures. And if you're an atheist, I guess God's in that list. But why is it so important to prove that God doesn't exist when it's not important to prove these other, you know, mythical creatures don't exist, like, you know, Santa, the Easter Bunny, all of those. But it's so important for atheists to prove God doesn't exist. I'm just asking a question, throwing it out. And I'm wondering, why is that so important? If God doesn't exist, then pay him no mind. I'm not out. You know, you don't see people trying to prove that griffins don't exist and Medusa doesn't exist. They think it's humorous. The fact that we got, you know, and the leprechauns and the mini hoonies. I remember as a kid in Hawaii, they would take us to these places and say, "Oh, look, the mini hoonie's been here." And then there'd be little footprints on the window going up the house, you know, stuff like that. And it was amusing to kids. Actually, it scared us to death and we had trouble sleeping at night. But somehow adults think that's, you know, that's fun and games. You know, when the 6-year-old is laying up awake at night like this, wondering if the little tiny mini hoonies are gathering under the bed for, you know, an attack on him. Anyway, so many hoonies aside, I'm just throwing it out for conversation. If You don't believe in God. Why is it so important to prove that he doesn't exist to others? I don't get it.